What's happening? It's Contrast Uncut, Season 2, Episode 38. Man, I won't be able to do this without y'all, brothers. Bobby D Presents and Uncle Snoop's Army. I appreciate y'all, because I'm telling you, I'd be talking to nobody if it wasn't for y'all. But, you know, it's your host, DJ Wine Dollars, like I won some money, a.k.a. Zylo. And I got a very, very special guest. I'm talking about one of them legends of the Bay Area. I'm talking about you can't talk about the Cutthroat Committee without bringing up this young man's name. You feel me? I'm talking about work with Mac Dre, Trill TV. I'm talking about from place, you know, doing shit with Thiz Latin to Thiz Records. So I mean to so many other different pioneerific things. I'm talking about no face phantoms in a building. What's happening,
brother? Man. Oh man, I can't call it, man. You know, shit, still pushing this line, man, as hard as possible.
Man, it's crazy. As long as we stay virus free and really virus ducking, we good.
Hell yeah, man. Shit, that's about it too, man. You know, like I said, hustle and flow, man. Keep it pushing.
That's right. You know? So I got a quote, bruh. It's how I break the ice. Let me know how it relates to you, or if it doesn't relate to you, still let me know.
All right.
I'm up early because ain't enough light in the daytime. Pimp C.
Yeah, shit, man. That's the truth too. Early bird gets the worm, man. You know, you can't make nothing happen while you sleep. Nothing comes to a sleeper but a dream. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Some out there sleep, dreaming it, but you know, we out here really living the dream. You know, rich or poor. You know what I mean?
OG used to tell me, if you get up by 3-4 o'clock in the morning and finish your day by 12 noon, you have the whole afternoon to take over the world.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. With a job or not, you know what I'm saying? You have a 9 to 5 or whatever it is, as long as you're chasing that bag, getting it, you know what I mean? By any means necessary. But sleeping ain't gonna get it.
Man, you take a cat
at all.
That's about it.
I'm up and at them every day, 4 o'clock, 4 a.m. You know what I mean? So, but to each his own, you know what I mean? If you want to sleep, you know, more room for me, you feel me?
The only
I'm out here trying to get it.
Hey, you know, the only thing that make money while we sleep is the internet.
Man, that's it. And that's on 24/7.
Man, that
don't
thing,
never stop.
Bro, that thing more used than the favorite hoe on the block. You understand me?
Hell yeah. That makes some of these cats out here lazy too, though. You know what I mean? Especially these new booties. You know, they rely on the internet for everything. And like you said, I've been in this shit since way back. You know what I mean? At least 25 years.
Fact.
Professionally. You know what I mean? Since we published some shit, but we was out there having to beat the streets, you know what I mean? Promoting hand to hand.
So
you know what I mean?
This, OG. So did the game choose you or did you choose the game?
Shit, you know, it's like a little bit of both. Because everybody always try to rap and, you know, and shit like that and try to get in it, but everybody ain't built for it and it ain't built for everybody. I done seen a lot come and go. I done seen niggas that you heard of, you know what I mean, that hit the game heavy, but wasn't built for it. You know what I mean? It had like hit records and tapped out quick. You know what I mean? Wasn't with the shit. That, you know, it's easy to get in the booth, you know, spit something and, you know, put it out there. People like it, but it's a difference when you gotta hit another city where you ain't from. Fuck with a whole nother clique that you don't know. You know what I mean? Some niggas ain't, you know, they ain't built for this. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's the game. If you selling some dope, weed, whatever it is, you know, it's hand to hand. You know, everybody ain't gonna like you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna like what you pushing, you know, so it's all in the same, you know what I mean? So when you trying to sell anything, you gotta meet a motherfucker, you know what I mean? And really just and sell yourself along with the product. So it's why I like a lot of these new cats, they get knocked down real quick. You know, they in the lab, they on the internet promoting their shit, but then they go and venture off outside their little spot and get knocked down because they ain't know how to wiggle. You know, they full of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
So, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, been in this for a long time. You know, you mentioned a lot of clicks, you know, the whole Biz moving and Dre and all that. I came up listening to him. You know what I'm saying? And then to work with him, that was like, you know, that was big. You know what I mean? But, you know, I started off even before Dre fucking with my nigga Pizzo. You know what I mean? So, you know, that was the beginning. You know, we on the 4-track and shit, making blaps, and then he linked up with Sibo and them. And then that was all she wrote. Yeah, I mean, he having I think it's the 20th year anniversary or something. He just dropped the Heater Man. And I was like, damn, I mean, that was 20 years ago? He was like, yep. Seemed like yesterday. You know, so since then, man, we just been pushing this line, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I've seen a lot of cats, man, blow up in this shit. Master P on, you know what I mean? A whole lot of cats, you know what I mean? Like, damn, niggas is billionaires, some cats are gone, some niggas is still pushing, you know, so.
Man, for those that don't know, you know, you from Fairfield, but you know, people that don't know the Bay, Fairfield's right next to Vacaville, Vallejo. You go across that bridge, you right there by Richmond, Cerritos, you buy all the activities. He talking about where a lot of these people is from and got on. And then, you know, a lot of the time people don't keep their head on a swivel. They just think they in La La Land and floss and think that the jockness ain't gonna pop. And
man.
So, you know, activities cause for people to be, you know, paying attention, be there. And, you know, if you like promoting yourself on this way, you don't think it works the other way too?
Yeah, so, you know.
It's important that everybody start focusing on trying to get home, especially being on quarantine. You should let that shit ride a lot longer on getting home.
Man, shit is ugly out there, man, you know what I mean? And I always tell people, man, with this whole quarantine and virus shit and all that, it's like we still got other shit to worry about. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't just the virus, you know, we still got the day-to-day shit, you know what I mean? My brother's still getting knocked down. It ain't shit changed. You know what I'm saying? So the virus, that's easy. Put a mask on, wash your hands. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing. We've been doing that shit. But we still got to worry about, you know, motherfuckers that don't care about their own life. You know what I mean? So I just stay out the way, man. You know what I'm saying? Stay in my lane. And that's it. But, you know, I fucks with it, man. I fuck with everybody. So I'm good out here.
It's all love, man. But, you know, a lot of people let the elephant in the room just escape without talking about it. And you brought up some stuff that it's important to think about. You know, in order for you to dream and get to tomorrow, you got to get through today. And preparation for today takes a lot. And, you know, especially coming from the Bay where the culture is really originated at. And you know, the influence is everywhere. But don't we know what's that shit to the core is like?
Yeah, so, you know.
So coming up, bro, it's let's see, it's 95. You said 25 years in the game. You know, what was the confirmation? Where was that first publishing call where you was like, you know what? You know, this street shit cool, I'm gonna still fuck with it, but you know, this music shit calling my name.
Well, like I said, it was Pizzo's first album. I mean, we stayed hustling though, because the money, sometimes it's cool, sometimes it ain't, just like hustling. You know, it's the same game. Some cats hit big with it, and you know what I mean? Some don't, still gotta maintain your hustle. But Pizzo, his first album, that's when like shit was real. You know what I mean? It's like, oh shit, we got shit in the stove. You know what I mean? We touring, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, this what's up. So I always took music serious because that's what you know what I mean? I always did some music. I say with the 4-track and even prior to that. So I stayed with the studio. I had a studio since I was probably like 14, 15, some shit like that. You know what I mean? Pre-production in the garage and shit. So, but after that, it was like, oh, okay, this shit real. We in the store. You know what I mean? People buying our shit. They knowing us for this shit now. So that kind of like changed it up for me.
Right.
Some cats, they don't care, but they didn't care about that, you know what I mean? But that shit was crazy, me getting these magazines like, you know, Murder Dogs and shit, what was some of the other ones back in the day? what was one like 41510, some shit out, man. But you know, just shit like that. You know what I mean? Getting recognition for the shit we been doing was game changing. You know what I mean? So that elevated the game for me. You know, it's like, oh, okay, they listening. It ain't just for the block no more, or for the homies and this and that. We riding by different little sections and they playing our shit. You know what I mean? So that was fly to me. You know what I mean? Just meeting niggas that I used to listen to. Now I'm meeting these cats. You know what I mean? We going shows and shit together. You know what I mean? So, and then watching people come up. You know what I mean? Just like, I always bring up Master P because back in the day, meeting him, I gave everybody the utmost respect meeting him. You know what I mean? It didn't matter if I liked music or not, because I love music. So, you know what I mean? But P wasn't like, I want to be the best rapper. He wasn't one of them. He was just, you know what I mean? He wanted to put everybody on, and his team was big, like Silk the Shocker and all them X and all them. They all wasn't like the best rappers and didn't want to be. But their team was big and they moved hella heavy and spent dope on everybody. And so I wasn't used to seeing that with all the camps. You know what I mean? It was more or less you got 2 or 3 in the camp and they spend it on one at a time. But I mean, Master P went from we in the lab at SMGs and K-Luz, and you know what I mean? Because there was only a few studios back then. That's why I tell these youngsters, it's cool, it's hella studios, everybody got a lab at their house type shit. But back then, it was only platinum studios, professional studios that we can go to. It was $80 an hour and shit. You had to have somebody with long ribs putting your shit out. You know what I mean? And these are the studios we was at, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. So, you know, we ran into everybody and spent a lot of time with certain people, but Master P blew the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, right, not like we doubted it, but I mean, he blew up big. You know what I'm saying? And like my nigga Lil Rick from the Rich, I mean, that's when I met him back then. He was on No Limit. You know what I mean? So, like, them cats really took the shit to a whole nother level. So, I still base my movements kind of like how P. I ain't gonna say it was a strategy because that's who he is. He don't hate. He don't, you know what I mean? He just he meet you, he embrace you, he trying to work with you. If you really on some real shit, he fuck with you. And it took him all the way to the top. You know what I mean? Like I say, to this day, man, that shit is amazing how far he took it. So people be out here and they swear they got the formula, what you want, but yet they cause a lot of drama, and you know what I mean, and funk and all that. Like, man, that ain't the way. You know what I mean? That's what you don't know who gonna know. P, I mean, that man went to like what $700 million or some shit he's sitting on. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh, shout out. I mean, you know, during that
he
time,
blew up.
He showed everybody it didn't take talent. It took really understanding the mastermind of business and understand psychology. And you know, he didn't even write a lot of his records, but he understood the energy. And then he understood
that was it. Like you said, the energy. And he seen who had it, like with the compilation, West Coast Bad Boys, you know what I mean? Like he been innovative since day one. He see the right idea, and like it might not even been his. But he seen somebody had the right idea but wasn't executed. So he take it, he execute. Take it, execute, you know what I mean? And he did the shit, man. So hats off to Master P, No Limit Squad, you know what I mean? Because he done did it all from movies to sitcoms to put his son through college. You know what I mean? Yeah. To me, I mean, that's big shit.
So, bruh, I went to UCLA. I used to run the John Wooden Center. And make a long story short, Romeo used to come down with his folks from Richmond because, you know, they stayed in Bel Air and UCLA is right there in Westwood. So make a long story short, he'll come and hoop at the thing. They wouldn't let him in there because he'll come up there all USC out. And, you know, that's a no-no on the campus. And so, like, I ran the John Wooden Center, so I used to sneak Brian with his cousins through the back and You know, we hip off to the car, and he had a little Bugs Bunny shit in the Mercedes and shit. So, you know, it was cool, bro. I won't forget it. But at the same time, I could tell his hospitality and his understanding came from his pops. That shit was breeded into him. It wasn't something he just got to perform. And then he pressed it and loved it. Like, bro, he gave, like, you know, I ran the summer camp that was at the John Wooden Center. He gave all the kids autographs and all the shit. So, you know, it's just that's the type of person he was.
Yeah, man. Yeah, P, he was real solid, man. You know, but like I said, I fucked with everybody, man. You know, everybody put their little piece and knowledge into this game. You know what I mean? From the east to the west. So it is what it is. But I always think on Master P as far as how big shit can be on every aspect of the game. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
Like, you know, so 50 Cent, he another example of it ain't just rap. You know, everything is a stepping stool. You know what I mean? Do this and keep pushing. Because if you only rap, I mean, that's cool, but you know,
I mean, unless you crossing genres and like really, really resetting the game, you get into a crowded field. I mean, you can have a popularity contest, you can have all these different variables, but like what you just brought up was great points. 50 Cent, vitamin water. You know, that was a big thing. I mean, to the scripts that he do. I mean, from Power to now he running BMF. Like, that's huge. To talk about Master P one more time, you know, a lot of people forget he had his own TV network before all these TV networks came out. The Hulu TV, the YouTube TVs, like, bro, none of that would be possible without him cracking in barriers and walls of how to get to become an independent, independent, just anything. Because he broke the walls down. You couldn't just say I can't do that no more because he did it.
Yeah,
it's like
Exactly. So to want anything less out of whatever it is you're doing, especially in this music game, then you in the way. You know what I mean? If you just in it really because your boys, you know, we gas, we whoop-de-whoop. You know, a lot of these youngsters, not all of them, but a lot of youngsters that don't have no OGs in their squad, disrespect, you know what I mean? The pioneers and shit that came before them, you know what I mean? They don't last too long. And they're kind of like in the way because they slowing shit down, you know what I mean? Like, you got to soak game and, you know what I mean, elevate. You know, you just got to keep elevating. I mean, look at Dr. Dre. He's still pushing. And you know, they started this gangster shit. You know what I'm saying?
And shit, a lot of people forget that the Fire and flopped. And, you know, he was behind that. He invested all of his time and effort and energy into that. And, you know, the reverse effect of that, the Chronic came out shortly after.
Yeah, so, you know, shit, you know, I just, hopefully everybody, you know, live long and prosperous out of this shit. Because it's like, people think getting in the music business is a death certificate. You know what I'm saying? It ain't. No, there's a lot of people in the wrong game. And that could be any game. It could be an actor or whatever the fuck. But if you ain't moving right, you know, that's what's gonna happen. But
so, bro,
you ain't been good to me.
Bro, you talked about 50, you talked about Master P, and you talked about Dr. Dre. Now, my question to you is, from all that influence that you just referenced, and, you know, that's on the West Coast to the East Coast and back, where's the influence on you? I know you've done a lot to the game. You definitely have cultured it. You definitely have tailored some of these youngsters' careers so that, you know, they don't fall into them pits and falls that you recognize other people did, and, you know, you're able to guide them. But, you know, come on, spread some more knowledge from your perspective. You know,
man, you know, I'm still learning myself. Like I said, I'm still lucky enough to still be in this game and alive. Like I said, I've seen a lot of come and go. Like, you know, my nigga Mac Dre, rest in peace. I mean, he spread jewels on me constantly, and I didn't expect him to be a big brother. Like I said, I was a youngster listening to him and Lil Bruce, the underground tapes, and they singing on each other and shit like that. I grew up listening to that shit, not knowing him, and then later on working with him. You know what I mean? Producing albums and shit for him and shit like that. So I was still intrigued. I used to tell Dre all the time, I'm like, man, I'm a fan. He's like, man, stop, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, for real. You know what I mean? And that's anybody that know me, that consider themselves legend, famous star, or whatever. I tell them all, I'm a fan. You know what I mean? Some cats don't like to admit that shit because they rap, they produce, they wooty woo. But it's like I pay homage, man. You know what I mean? I just seen what's his name, man? I'm drawing a blank. KRS-One. A few months ago out there in Sac. You know what I'm saying? That man spit about 300 bars straight freestyle. You know what I'm saying? And so you got cats like that, 50 years old plus, started this shit, BDP. Like some cats don't even know what that is. What's Boogie Down Production? They don't even know what that is. And this man, 50-something years old, still gassing bars, freestyle harder than the youngest cat that don't show no respect for the game. You know what I'm saying? And it's like shit like that be in the way of the real hip hop. That's what it is. It ain't just underground rap. It's hip hop. You know what I mean? Like you say, all genres, all city, states, boroughs, and the whole shit. And but like, you know, like Dre, he done told me so much shit, but the thing I got from him that I still tell these youngsters, Dre used to be like, Face, you can't be famous if they see you every day. And I'm like, what you talking about? He's like, man, you can't be famous if a motherfucker see you every day. Like, oh, you don't know Face. Oh, man, I see him at the club, you know, woo. Said, so you gotta, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta make yourself exclusive. You know what I mean? Make them pay to see you in some form of fashion. And that really stuck with me. You know, okay, I really get out and do too much. You know, I always stay in my lane, but like, you ain't gotta be at every show, every club, all trying to be the man here and there. You know what I mean? Let them appreciate it when they see you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it ain't gonna be every day. But you know, I mean, shit. I said, man, I done met so many people in this shit, man. I mean, the list goes on and on. But that's what I always tell these youngsters, man. Slow down and enjoy it. Especially if you really moving, you pushing the line. Because when we came out, it wasn't like it's highly oversaturated now. With no respect, everybody is a fucking star. We didn't think we were stars or nothing. But it was only a handful of cats that was out here doing it.
Right.
But we all had a certain respect for each other because it was kind of new to everybody. You know what I mean? So it was a little respect thing. You know, JT the Bigot figure, all of them to get low. You know, it wasn't hella funky. You know, back then, if somebody had a problem with somebody else closer to them would squash it. You know what I mean? It wasn't like whatever, fuck both them niggas. You know what I mean? So, you know, hopefully it can come back to that, which probably not.
And you know, you referring to that unity.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I mean, just with that word. I mean, JT had it wasn't JT, but it was some Muslims back in the day, just years ago, in Richmond. Unity Jam 3. If I had the flyer with me, I'll show it. I keep all that shit, kept everything. But I mean, everybody on the roster. I mean, we all there, from the Master P's to the Steve. I mean, everybody on the West Coast was there. And that's what it was called, Unity Jam. And the Muslims put it together. And the cool part about it is, like, it wasn't hella people there, but all the artists was there. You know what I mean? Right. And if you ask anybody that was part of that, they probably tell you, yeah, man, we was in there thick, backstage thick. No drama, no nothing, and we in Richmond. You know what I'm saying? So I just go to show you, man, we gotta really just bring it back to that. You know what I mean? But, you know, to each his own, man. I just learned to stay out of people's way, stay in my lane, man. You know, like you say, I try to drop jewels if you're listening. Right. You know what I mean? But
if they cross your path, you know, you don't mind blessing them with some knowledge, cause
man, that's it. But you know, it's their world. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no drama, no problems, and none of that. So, you know, when you out there with the bullshit, yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna slide right on out your way. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. You absolutely right. You want to be with the fuckery, stay with the fuckery, but keep that fuckery away.
Yeah, because we lost some legends to some bullshit, and it's gonna keep on. You know what I mean? So, you know, R.I.P. Nip, but it, you know, shit, it's kind of fun, but it ain't no fun no more. If you don't really love this shit, you ain't having fun at all. You know what I mean?
You know, and that's actually where my lane kicks in, because I give everybody their flowers for all the work they've done, number one. Number two, I appreciate all of the work. Like, yeah, I fuck with the youngsters, but at the same time, I feel like they should have a channel to where they can go and get the history of what they lacking. You know, just because someone ain't on the corner like they used to be with a mic and a speaker don't mean that you know that the word can't still be passed. And so you know, they got New York and they got the blogs, they got the South and Atlanta doing the blogs and doing the history, but we ain't got no one over here on our side really putting out the map. And so, you know, I'm like, you know, I gotta take this upon myself to really dig into the success, because the success is where the real history lies. You know, all the bullshit is always gonna be bullshit, but you know, that's what we have to face daily. And you know, that's the bridge to success of, you know, getting over it. And you know, bro, you a pioneer in this game, and you over here making it rain with some power of knowledge.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, right on, man. Appreciate it. I just speak it how I live it. You know what I mean? I've gained a lot of knowledge from some, you know, from some of the best to do it. You know what I mean? In and out the music business. You know what I mean? So, you know, I get without a lyric go, I get a lot of love, so I'm giving it back. Is that what Too Short said?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah, shout out Uncle Show. Bruh, let me ask you this. So how did you go from production side of things, from making beats to, I mean, really producing shit to producing shows? Like, take that element from music to pretty much to TV.
Man, I always like just, got my shit still beeping. Man, I always like damn Alexa going off. Just media itself. I always did like filming with the camera and shit, like as a kid. You know what I mean? Recording on Singalodians and, you know, all types of shit. So it wasn't like new to do it in this game. It just was, it created a bigger outlet for me to transition into, so people could see that's what I was doing. You know, I did a video for Thug Mrs. I don't know if you know what Thug Mrs. is, but I did a video for her way back in the day. You know what I mean? At the time, I was telling one of my investors, I was like, you know, because I think people spending like $15,000 per video for a cheap one. You know what I mean? And they were still looking cheap. But I mean, they were still videos, but and I was telling them, like, well, man, shit, we can just, you know, really can, because it's all in the editing and the angles and, you know what I mean, shit like that. Motherfuckers, what, you know, they listening, but they ain't listening. So, you know, there was a lot of that in this game too. So, got me a camera, shot that. And then motherfuckers was like, damn, who shot that? Ooh. And then so from there, you know what I mean, opened up more doors, started doing more videos and DVDs and all, you know what I mean, all kind of shit. I got scripts and, you know what I mean, movies that ain't been completed yet, you know, so I'm working on those movies right now. So, you know, just a lot of people don't have, I don't know if it's faith or they think it ain't real when you ain't the multi-million-dollar dude. When you ain't the one they look up to, it's like a lack of like respect and you know, there's no faith. They just want to have it handed to you. They think everything comes on a big platform instantly. Right. You know what I mean? And it's like, that ain't how it is, but by the time you see certain shit, that's what it looked like. You know what I mean? Like Take It Back to Master P, About It. That wasn't a hell of a movie. It wasn't, you know what I mean? It was kind of grungy, but it was a movie, it was a stepping stone. And then it went to I Got the Hookup. So it ain't like he didn't have the beginning of, you know what I mean? Because there was a lot of people that About It was garbage, or however you felt about it. You didn't think I Got the Hookup was coming next. So you didn't show him the respect for the About It. And so, you know, we deal with a lot of that. You know, this game, like I said, you gotta use all your outlets, because you know we got people like you just doing your thing. You know what I mean? And you gotta appreciate what everybody does, because you don't know what's coming next. I don't know what you got in store. You know what I mean? Like, this might just be something you doing while something else bigger is in the background. Or, you know what I mean? So I said I've been rapping and singing. Like in the beginning when I was younger, I was like singing first as a kid. You know what I mean? The rap was easy as far as rapping. I'm like, oh, well, that don't involve it. As far as, you know, harmony of keys and nothing like that. You know what I mean? So as far as me doing it, you know what I mean? In my mind, I said, oh, okay, we'll do it. That's cool. And so as far as the production, some people thought I only produced. And then some people thought I only rapped. And they try to stick me, I mean, even to this day. You know what I mean? They were like, oh, I didn't know you. I didn't know you did. Yeah, you know what I mean? I ask you all the time, you thought I just produced, what's your favorite song I produced? Like, you can't, you know what I mean? So they'll try to stick you in a box to make them feel comfortable about, you know what I mean, what they doing. You know, so, but yeah, you know, video production been doing that. I mean, I got a whole bunch of shit coming out, you know what I mean, and been doing. But I try not to speak on it because people throw roadblocks out there. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we trying to do this. And throw little whispers out to try to shut it down, get nobody to fuck with you, shit like that. But I say I just keep pushing, man, and try to open more doors. And if I can open the door for somebody else, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yes, sir. That's what you're supposed to do. I mean, you make money and then hold on to that motherfucker till someone else can come and keep that space open so you can wiggle.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's up to them, whatever they do while they in there.
Yeah, man. You know, like I said, I was blessed, man, with some people that was on like shit in this game that fuck with me heavy. So, you know, and Dre was one of them.
But see, bro, you got to remember, it's what you also added to the table. A lot of these motherfuckers think like just because they the partner of someone that blew up, think like your relationship's gonna stay the same. They always gonna be your partner, but if you gonna move forward with shit, you gotta still bring things to the table. And you know, in your situation, you met up with him a little bit later, but at the same thing, it's like you brought something to the table. You just didn't bring one dimension, you brought 5 dimensions.
Yeah. So, you know, that's what I do too, man. I love fucking with everybody. And if I can help for somebody to move today, you know what I mean? If I see something in them and I can help, I'm gonna do it. I love to see people blow up, get to another level. You know what I mean? I've seen that shit for years, for 25 years plus. I done seen people up. If I could be part of that story, you know what I mean? Shit. But I don't have to be the quarterback of every game. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like that all the time. We get a ring as a team, we all gonna get the ring. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So,
man, your name on the payroll too. Don't forget that. You know,
hey, man, you know what I mean? So, shit.
Even the people on the bench.
Oh, you know, I definitely
got their role to play. But you know, bro, I gotta give my shout out to Gold Toes because you know this is actually how I learned about you. Like I've always listened to Mac Dre music, all the shit since 04. You know what I'm saying? And we did my brother's a rapper, his name's E Greedy. We did a signing a deal with Gold Toes back in the day, and then you produced the damn episode for Trill TV. And then okay, who's No Face Phantom? And then my producer, Kev King, he's from the radio station. Long story short, he was like, man, that's No Face Phantom. That's a big person. He behind him? Yeah, he behind him. And then I started like, man, if he went crazy over him, let me find out who this cat is. But I've been, you know, secretly following you now for I think, 4 years?
Man, I definitely appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, Toes, man. I don't care who you are on this planet. Man, when Toes' name come up, man, he don't get nothing but love. Nothing but love, man. If you know Toes, man, like he just did something for you, or he trying to, you know what I mean, whatever. He one of the most genuine cats, man, I met in this. You know what I mean? And I knew him before he knew me. That's the crazy part. So we finally like really linked up, and you know, and chopped it up and this and that. And I was like, man, I remember y'all, you know, this, 17 Reasons, and I mean, way back in the day. And see, like I said, you know, I was a youngster, and we doing shows with them. But like I said, you don't know who's who. We all just pushing the line, you know what I mean?
Right.
Years later, you know, you look back on shit and Toes like, oh man, shit, I've been watching y'all forever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know, that's why I encourage these little youngsters, and I mean even some of the OGs, just, you know, keep it solid. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta just be cool with somebody. Hopefully they'll do something for you. Just keep it solid. You know what I mean? Because you never know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? But Toes, man, you know, shout out to Toes, man. You know, because he real official in what he do. I recommend that any and everybody do some kind of business with Toes. Because he 100, man. He really going, whatever it is, he gonna push it. Whatever it is. Genuinely push your product, and he want to see good happen for you. You know what I mean? Tone love all the men, the whole Biz Latin squad, man. I salute all them cats, man. All of them.
But you know what? I've realized in this game, in order for a lot of people to have success and have longevity like yourself, it's all about relationships. The relationships you have with these people and just being solid. Yeah. You ain't gotta be no yes man. You ain't gotta be on none of that shit. Just keep it on it. Just be real.
That's
you
it.
know what? That real will last the test of time.
Yep.
I always think about them moments.
Yep. That's it, man. Cause you know that phony shit, man. You get exposed right at the wrong time. You know what I'm saying? And it's always
right at the wrong
somebody
time.
Real 100. That's gonna expose you. You know what I mean? Right when you really get exposed. You know, you can talk good game until you sitting in a circle of some real solid cats. And then, you know what I mean, this phony motherfucker walk up, talk, oh, woo, be like,
yeah, exactly.
Nah, he ain't got it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Toes, man. Much love to Toes, man. He's definitely one of them, man.
Oh, yeah.
So he deserved the success he has and the position he in. He earned that. You know what I mean? Worked hard for it. You know what I mean? So hats off to Gold Toes, man.
Big facts. So, bruh, let me go ahead and get into my next segment. It's called pretty much my awareness segment. And, you know, I got a lot of youngsters that watch the show. We even got OGs that, or I wouldn't say OGs. They're not OGs. They just don't know what they're doing. And I'm going to bring up something. It's called pretty much my, damn, why am I forgetting what the fuck it's called? But, man, when was the last time you pulled over? That's the whole thing. It's my awareness segment, and the whole idea is that we got people that don't know what to do in the situation, and you got somebody like yourself gamed up and knows what to do. And so I like to, you know, ask the question to all my guests, when's the last time they were pulled over? And then the one thing I want you to do is think about, you know, what's some insight or what's some knowledge to get to the youngsters on what to do in them situations to get out and make it home.
All right. Shit, when is the last time I got pulled over? I don't even think I was driving, to tell you the truth. I was sitting at a McDonald's out here in fucking Fairfield. And just came out the drive-thru and pulled off in the parking lot to post up and eat. I just got a couple burgers and shit. I think I was probably gonna get on the phone or something, I don't know, but got my food, pulled to the left, and then all of a sudden, motherfucking boys pulled up, like maybe 3 cars. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what that's about, but you know, I don't be tripping, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, OG in the game, so I wasn't spooked enough, but I was curious, what the fuck they doing? Right. So they walk up on the car, it's like, what you doing? I'm like, what's up? It's like, what are you doing? I was like, what's going on? It's like, we trying to see what you doing. I said, you know, what's going on? And they was like, what? It was like back and forth for like maybe 30 seconds for that. You know, what you doing? I'm like, what's up? What's going on? Can I help you? You know, you got your license and this and that. I said, of course. I'm not driving, but yeah, I got it. It's like, okay, well, I already had it when I seen it. I already had it. And I was like, yeah, here you go. He was like, let me see your registration and insurance. I said, you don't need all that to go my license. I didn't have to give you that, but there it is. You know what I mean? So you know who I am. So he was like, you got any weapons in the vehicle? I said, man, you seem to be asking a lot of questions, man. You know what I mean? I was like, what's the problem? We're just trying to see what you're doing, this and that. I said, man, just run my name and do what you need to do. So you can either take me to jail or whatever bullshit you're on, let's just get to it. Right? But I asked her no questions. So he's like, all right, so they ran in there and came back. He's like, you mind if we search a vehicle for weapons? I said, hell yeah, I mind. Why would I let you do that? He's like, well, you have a gun registered in your name? This and that. I said, did you run my name? He's like, yeah. I said, well, so you got all the information you need from that, right? He's like, yeah. So all right, well, have a nice day. If I'm not going to jail, have a nice day. He's like, okay, well, you have a nice day too. So they left. So that was my last encounter. Yeah, it was weird. You know what I mean? And the whole shit. But now what I would recommend to the youngsters, like, I didn't overdo it. We ain't arguing. We ain't doing none of that. But if you ain't did nothing, that don't mean argue the point that you didn't do nothing. You know what I mean? They ask you what you doing and you ain't did nothing, what you doing? You know what I mean? If you driving, they ask for your license. It don't matter if I did nothing. Not here go my L's and my registration because I'm driving.
Right.
You know what I mean? But my situation, I'm parked. Y'all done pulled me over. Y'all just pulled up on me for some weird ass reason and never told me why. But anyway, so, you know, so I just gave my ID so they could see who I am. And as far as all that gun and all that, this gun register, we can search your vehicle and all that. You don't know. You know what I mean? I don't care what situation you in. You don't submit to no searches and seizures. You know what I mean? Just be prepared to go to jail. You know what I mean? If that's what they gonna do, that's why I tell you, I recommend to the young folks, these youngsters, stop all the arguing. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna win the argument off top. So give them your ID, ask them what they want. If they're not telling you, go to jail. Take me to jail. That's it. Just take me in. That's all you got to say.
Easy.
Don't answer no questions. That's the bottom line. But don't do no arguing about you ain't getting out the car. Don't do none of that and all that. You know, but, you know, there's a lot of youngsters getting knocked down because they do all that arguing, hoopla. They don't know the law and they think they do and all that. They're the law at that time. You know what I mean? So they wanted to escalate to some other shit to where it don't matter why they pulled you over or none of that. You know what I mean? So give me your ID. Ask them what they want. They don't tell you, then take me to jail and then go from there. But me personally, I'm not submitting to no bullshit. As far as I'm gonna give you permission to search my car, that was weird. Because you ran my name and I got a registered weapon. So
see, the main thing, bro, is you went straight to the point. You was like, we ain't gonna go all this time going left and right and waste the time. It's like you gonna push the line or you gonna let this line go. That's it.
That's it. That's it. And we ain't gonna argue about it.
Nah.
You know, it's not arguing. You know, what you doing.
Simple.
You know what I mean?
Creates energy that you know makes people aggressive and all type of shit. And all you gotta do is de-escalate. This what you wanna do? Fine.
Yeah, just take me to jail. If that's what we gonna do, let's go.
Yeah, do the paperwork.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
I'm gonna be OR in hours.
Yeah, other than that, you know, but they knocking us down left and right. But I done seen a lot of, I mean, it ain't even just the youngsters. It's just us in general. You know what I mean? The angry generation that we from, you know what I mean, behind the bullshit, and that's what they use to fuel these situations. I just see a lot of people just like walk right into it, and I used to be there. I used to be one of them. Fuck you, pulling me up. Fuck you, do. See, once they got you there, now they got in their mind, and as far as what they superiors need is he irate, he high, it's something, you know what I mean? So it turns into something else, and you don't have to do all that to get the same point across.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, what you doing? What's up? Why? What you doing?
Right.
You know what I mean? With my ID, don't worry about it. I don't have to give you my ID. I don't have to. All that shit's irrelevant. Give your ID. You know what I mean? Now, if you riding dirty and they fucking with you, then you going to jail. You know what I mean? Go to jail. At least you coming home. Don't ride dirty. That's all I can say. Don't ride dirty. You know what I'm saying?
Man, play by the rules. Play by the rules and know the rules.
Yeah, I mean that's it. That's it. Kiss their ass if you're dirty and they pull you over.
Out your situation. So, bruh, I got this next segment where it's called Trading Places. You know that movie, Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy back in the day?
Hell yeah.
And Life's Change. So today I take two iconic people. I do it every episode, and we trade their lives. And question number one is, what would life be like if they traded places? Or actually, no, that's question number two. Number one is, will it work? And number two is, what would life be like if they traded places? So today I got two people for you. I got Joe Montana trading places with Mac Dre. Question number one, will it work?
Joe Montana, quarterback.
Yeah. Champion.
Ah, shit. Oh, that's an ugly one right there. I can't even see that working at all.
He said no.
Man, he wouldn't last one day in Dre's shoes. Nah, he'd probably just be spooked. Just leave the house. Dre, boy, he shit. Between pills, trees, weed, drink, you know what I mean? Shit. He stayed in motion, baby. Real dizzy. Woo. I can't even see that one happening.
So Joe Montana can't live in his shoes, but can Mac Dre really do it on the football field?
Oh,
He
yeah.
could have been a Super Bowl champion. MVP.
Yeah, y'all, most definitely. He's super animated. Dre was a little bit of everybody. That's why everybody loved Dre. He was like a chameleon. He just, any situation he was in, he like take control of it and become that situation and then turn it up. So while you think you're doing something, Dre, he wiggle right on in and turn that shit up a couple notches. So he wouldn't have no problem being a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Dre definitely he definitely could switch shoes. But Joe Montana, he couldn't handle that. He wasn't for the streets at all. He was barely built for the field, tell you the truth. You remember that man used to get his back broke. He had an arm, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Dre, he definitely could switch it up. Definitely.
What would be one thing different if they traded places? Do you think Joe Montana would have never left San Francisco?
No. Nope. They shit. If Dre was Joe Montana, I mean shit, they was both kind of they was both Bay legends, so I think even in the reversal, I don't know, Joe might have got the hell on. If he woke up one day and something he had to be Dre, he might have got the hell on him out of California. He definitely wasn't gonna stay in the crest. So he might have got the hell on. Yeah, I think they probably stay in the Bay, man. They post up. Definitely Dre. I say he was just that was him, man. Dre was the Bay. You know what I mean? From day one. He loved this section. Shit, that's who he was. That's why he still loved to this day. You know what I mean? So, R.I.P. Mac Dre.
Absolutely, brother. Man, so I got this next segment. It's called Impulse Q&A, and pretty much they got questions on these cards, and I take them randomly. and asking you. Pretty much you have an option to pass, and yeah, you got to answer 3 questions no matter what. You ready?
Yeah.
Question number 1. What would be the worst ingredients to fill a burrito with?
Carrots.
I agree. I agree.
Ugh.
Like, I could get the onions. They not that crunchy, but so putting some damn carrots in there? No.
Yeah, that'll fuck it all up.
Yeah, I'm cool.
That'll fuck it up completely.
All right, question number 2. What is something you get wrong almost every time you do it?
Something I get wrong almost every time. I think maybe trying to spell businesses without writing it down.
Hey, that's that bay in you, bruh. That's all that is, bruh.
You know what I mean? That's like
It's
one
like
of the
3
words.
different
If I
ways
ain't
to spell
writing
that.
yeah, it's like, damn, hold on. And then you got to pull your phone up and check, like you texting it to let it finish spelling it.
See, bro, what I be doing is I be holding down the button. If it's Siri or Alexa, I hold down the button and say the word, and then they'll spell the word, and then boom.
Yeah, so yeah, that's one I tend to fuck up, man. You know what? I don't even know if I spell it wrong all the time or not, because before I finish, I gotta go and do the spell check. I'm like, man, is this right? It don't look right. So businesses, shit. You know, whatever. Don't judge me.
This ain't Judge Judy, man. Ain't none of that shit going on over here.
What it is.
All right, question number 3. Oh shit, bro. I'll let you know the one thing I can't do right now. Every time I try to do it, I can't roll a joint. I can roll backwoods once, but a joint, something about the paper, it ain't happening.
Oh, man, you know I'm from the old school, so that's all we had. You know what I'm saying? So we stayed on joints, man. Good zigzags. Not like that was perfect every time, but I feel your struggle.
Question number 3. What's the most awkward thing that happens to you on a regular basis?
Awkward. Oh no, that's it.
You want to pass?
Yeah, I pass on that one.
How much would someone have to pay you to eat a live spider?
A live spider?
Yeah, bro. You know some white people.
Woo! See, you know that show Fear Factor?
Yeah.
I used to always say, man, I fuck that up, because when it come time to eating some shit, it's a wrap for me. Woo!
So what? Fear Factor was paying 50 bands. So you gonna take the 50 bands to eat a spider?
Yeah, I mean, but they had the big ass tarantulas that, and I'm not. I couldn't. My body
wouldn't. Talking about a daddy long leg, man.
I dust that off about five thigh wow. I knocked him down real quick. So
fair enough. I'm like, bro, I ain't even finna grab a tarantula to bring to you. That motherfucker's gonna stay in his cage or his habitat.
Yeah, I'm cool.
So man, you survived Impost Q&A, and it leads into my next thing. What are you most excited for? You know, coming up.
Man, you know, just the future, man. Just not knowing what's gonna happen and creating. You know what I mean? I'm excited to see what's gonna happen next, just with everything. You know, who gonna do what? From technology to, just everything. You know what I mean? Like I said, I stay moving, man, and I stay watching. Like you said, you know, you been watching me, I'll be watching other people, you know, the same way. So that type of stuff, like, it keeps me going. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, okay, yeah, he doing this shit. I remember we did the, you know what I mean, the interview just yesterday, or you know what I mean, shit like that. So I love seeing the next step. You don't know what's coming. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you did that.
Yes,
or
sir.
she or whatever. But you know, the future, man, definitely excited about the future.
Man.
You know, fuck this virus shit and all that. That's a setback for people that ain't out there hustling, ain't doing shit. They worried about it. But like I said, you know, we worried about a whole lot of shit as far as our lives are concerned. We talked about a few of them.
Right.
It ain't got nothing to do with the virus. You know what I mean? So
I mean, bro,
be safe out there.
It's just another variable, bro. That's all that shit is, man.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
That's like, man, they just popped up this new house and it's a whole bunch of people that's on the other side and they over there really perpetrated. So we got to figure out how we gonna live like this. It's either and it's crazy because we in a world where we can't move out this motherfucker. We can't go to outer space to get around this motherfucker. So it's like, man, you got to live with it.
Yeah. So, you know, we gonna see what happens, but you know, other than that, we're still pushing. You know, like you said, we just gonna figure out how to wiggle around that shit and keep it moving. That's where the internet coming in at. Now the time for the internet. You know what I mean? So that's it, man.
Shout out to Zoom because I wouldn't be able to do this interview without Zoom.
Hey man, you feel me?
See, bro, normally, bro, I pull up on you. Like, that's how this shit work. I pull up on you. We in your lab. We chopping it up with you. You want to go bend the corner. Like, cameraman can be in the back seat, or we going to have something mounted on the front.
Well, you know, shit. You know, it's just the beginning. You know what I mean? The introduction. It's a lot more to come, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm out there, man.
For sure.
Bay to LA, east to the west. Wherever somebody invite me, I'm there. Everybody more than welcome to come to the lab here, you know what I mean? So you got your invite whenever you're around. You can slide through face shit, you know what I'm saying? Gonna get you some gear or whatever. So for all the listeners and watchers, you know, come, you know, hit me on the ebonics.com. That's my shit, you know what I mean? Get that out there. You know, the X-Flix films, you know what I'm saying? Get your videos, all your video media, you know, shit like that. And, you know, of course, the music, that go without saying. Right. So, yeah, I'm out here, man, you know, trying to hold it steady.
So, bruh, I got this last segment. It's where I go ahead and catch most of my guests off guard, and I say, you got any questions for me?
Shit, man. I mean, where you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where you trying to be? And what could I do to help you get to your next step?
5 years from now.
Within 5 years.
Within 5 years. Oh, bruh, this show's going on a network. You feel me? It's gonna make it to a network. Honestly, before this coronavirus shit, I was having meetings set up to pitch this shit, and you know, it got derailed with this whole virus and rescheduled. So it's Contrast Uncut, Season 2, Episode 38. Man, shout outs to Bobby D Presents and Uncle Snoop's Army. I wouldn't be able to have this amazing conversation. I mean, the history, the power of gems that was dropped from this brother's mouth. Oh my God. I would have thought bro was preaching to the streets.
Oh man, you know, a little knowledge, man, goes a long way, you know.
Bro, no face. I appreciate you, brother. We gotta do this.
Man, appreciate you too, man. Bobby D, man, Contrast and Uncut, rocking with your boy No Face Panel, man. You know what I mean? Putting it together, Army, you know what I'm saying? Out here, man. West Coast rocking.
Yes,
20 years plus, baby.
I be verse, I'm going flip mode, squad, bust a bus. Feel like Pocket, keep your head up. Biggie shooting juicy. Coach is still alive, just let me prove. King, nigga. Everything that you do.